Right, Connor, how do you feel about Christmas films? I'm loving them.
So I have some personal favourites, but we haven't actually defined what a Christmas film is. What's the criteria?
A film that is set at or around Christmas.
Okay.
With Christmas as a theme in the film.
Okay, so that's the two distinguishing things, because some films have Christmas as a vibe.
Yep.
Right. By that definition, the first part, the latest Spider-Man would be a Christmas film, as the central plot has nothing to do with Christmas.
Yeah.
It has to hinge on either the spirit of Christmas or the mechanics of Christmas for its plot to work. I love quite a few of them. Though Christmas is a bit weird. I think this might be something that resonated with what you said. As a kid, you absolutely love it because there's kind of magic about it. And I think this is why you might prefer winter and Christmas period maybe to like me and Rory. Because Christmas at the moment is... You don't know what purpose you feel in it, even though it's quite a nice day. You don't have to lead up to the build up if you haven't got your own family or your own kids yet. So it's almost like a bit of a holdover from your childhood until your new role kicks in where you're basically playing Santa Claus. So
I think it depends how sort of innately nostalgic you are, because I quite like revisiting things from the past, and I enjoy that. And there's also an element of its role changes for you as you get older, isn't it? It becomes more and more about family and less about the presents.
Yeah.
I remember it being very present-centric as a kid.
I've asked for nothing this year because I don't need it.
Welcome to adulthood.
Yeah.
It literally is the worst thing because...
sorry.
No, it's, I've had this forever with my dad, and now my wife has the same thing with me. It's just like, what do you want? Well, I don't need anything. It's like, okay, well, I don't want anything then, and therefore don't buy, But the thing is, you do actually, when you have kids, you actually really start to look forward to their reactions to the presents that you've got them. I've got getting my 3-year-old this like electric truck that he can drive around on. Man, he's gonna love it. I can't wait.
My mum says to me every year she feels like a sense of loss that I don't like. That me and my brother aren't like.
My parents say the same thing.
Yeah. So I can totally understand like how it'd be after having kids. Yeah.
No, it's really great.
It probably like rejuvenates the whole day.
But until you're there, it's just a bit like you don't know what to do yourself.
Yeah, you kind of feel in limbo. The best bit about Christmas for me is December 23rd, which is the winter solstice. We've got Avery down the road.
Not a pagan, though.
Yeah. I'm generally not, but
is this when you're going to do Stonehenge again?
Yeah, no, it's fun. You get drunk. So.
I think for me, it's also a point where I see lots of my extended family as well, and sometimes that'll be the only time in the year that I'll actually get to see them. So it seems like a very important time for me, and I don't think I've really lost much. It's just the sort of significance of it has changed as I've gotten older, but I'm still just as excited for it, I think.
Oh, that's good.
I want to add something here because there are some Christmas movies that I like, obviously some that I do not like. But I think one of the elements in several Christmas movies that I could never relate with have to do with people who are really pissed off with looking at their family. I know some people feel this way. Christmas, shit. I have to look at my family.
It's a bit of a boomer thing, isn't it?
It is.
That's forced, I think. And there's a very boring trajectory.
Yeah, I
think they say Christmas is not about you; it's about family.
Yeah. But the thing, it is like it's not just sad; it's also annoying because I actually really like my family, and so like my parents will every other Christmas, my parents go to like me or my sister, and so one of us has a really easy Christmas, so they can deal with the kids and stuff like that. And I always really enjoy having them around. I'm always sad to see them go. So.
And there are more drastic measures because in Greece there are extended families.
Yeah.
Really, if you don't like some people, don't talk to them.
Yeah. You don't have to sit next to them.
Yeah.
Engage with them.
You don't have to say hello.
Yeah.
You don't have to say goodbye.
Yeah.
You don't have to exchange presents.
So that's why my family don't talk to me at Christmas.
So I thought we'd begin with IMDb's list of Christmas movies, right?
Right.
These are the highest rated Christmas movies on IMDb.
Wow, well, that's quite harsh on Jack Frost, actually.
I've not heard of half of these bloody movies.
Jack Frost is about Michael Keaton. He's a dad who gets in a car accident, comes back as a snowman, and teaches a kid how to ice skate.
I've seen that.
Only
actually.
5.5.
Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, it's not great, but
IMDb is harsh on Christmas films. I've looked at their list before. Yeah.
Also, they're really just their rankings on the best movies of all time are wrong as well. Because Shawshank Redemption is number 1.
Rotten Tomatoes is good.
But
it's this industry.
I don't trust IMDb.
Yeah.
I don't trust IMDb because every now and then there's a blockbuster. It instantly hits the 250 greatest movies of all time. That's very suspicious.
Did you know we're all on IMDb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
we
don't
got-
know who updates it.
Yeah.
It's
Weirdos.
just
8
users.
out of 10. I think
Okay.
there's something digital doing it because it's adding all the information for each thing. So they
Right.
must have worked out something where it takes the
It's got a
data.
bot
It
that's-
can
could
work like
be-
Wikipedia.
There could be a global conspiracy behind updating IMDb.
Big
want
To
They-
give us
yeah.
credit and also rate our show well.
I don't know if there is a conspiracy. but
I'm going to make an
hey.
account just to give you 2 stars.
Hey.
He's not
I'll
going to give you one star. Yeah. But right, so yeah, I'd never heard of Jack Frost, so who knows?
Okay.
I've never heard of The Ultimate Christmas Present.
No.
I've never heard of All I Want for Christmas. I don't know how I haven't seen any of these films.
A lot
Yeah, but
of
these are very obscure.
A lot of these, I reckon I've probably seen them over the years, but they kind of merge into one.
Yeah,
Like they're all sort of late 80s, 90s Christmas films. And I think there was a bit of a
Yeah.
saturation in the market then. And they're all relatively similar. So I reckon I've seen a lot of these and just don't remember them.
What was it with the 90s and Christmas films? All the
90s was the
iconic.
best decade for films, I think.
I would say,
that's a
yeah, 80s
Strong
and 90s.
statement,
Yeah.
All the iconic films, Christmas films, come from the 90s.
Well, end of history, family wholesomeness. With that rare little blip before.
I think there's also something to do with having defeated the Soviet Union,
Yeah.
basically.
Mm.
Like the Soviet Union does definitely loom large over the public consciousness in the 80s. And in the 90s, it's kind of like the war's over, we won, and we can just enjoy ourselves. And for about a decade, everything was pretty good. And then it was like, but actually, aren't we kind of terrible? So, oh, God.
Well, I was going to say that's exactly how Gen Xers talk about their childhoods.
Yeah, it's 'cause it was
Late
great.
80s.
I mean, like Mitchell and Webb, are we actually the bad guys?
Yeah. But not even like that, because that's a specific sketch about the Nazis.
Yeah, I know.
And I
We're not Christmas Nazis.
I actually kind of
Get
hate
the
that
Nazi
sketch
part,
as
yeah.
well, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, you've got skulls on your uniform, but what's your job? The job's to kill people.
Mm.
You know, of course you've got skulls on your bloody uniform. You know, like, sorry, the average soldier doesn't have like, a heart and a rainbow or something. Well, maybe they do.
Well, actually, they do.
Maybe
now.
they do now, but like, historically. But yeah, anyway, it was what was amazing during the sort of late 80s and 90s is that we could celebrate literally having straight white male heroes. Like they were genuine. It wasn't just that they were like the default. It was they were celebrated as leaders and heroes.
Well, that's exactly what Jingle All the Way is. It's the sort of slubbish dad who gets too dedicated to his job and then learns over the spirit of Christmas to become the exact hero that his son sees his dad as.
Really?
And have you not seen it?
Not since I was a kid.
Rewatch
No,
it. It's
yeah.
the ultimate. It's
No
the daddy's film.
stereotypes.
I actually make the case for that because his son wants the action figure that's really out of stock.
Turbo Man.
Turbo Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get it right.
Yeah, and so I'm just explaining it in
No.
broad, right? And so
I've seen
very
it, I just
Yeah.
can't remember.
And so he's running around on Christmas Eve, having failed as a dad to not get it, and then he accidentally ends up at the local parade and dresses as Turbo Man and saves his son from a rival dad who wants to steal the one doll
Right,
who's the prize. And he's like, "Well, I don't need the doll now because I've got real Turbo Man at home." It's super wholesome,
Oh, okay.
and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger as well.
Yeah, okay.
So
Fair enough. Okay, well, let's carry on with their list a second. All I Want for Christmas. Never heard of it.
I think most of these like low tier ones are going to be like Hallmark movies.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
I've
So,
never heard of that.
right. So, this guy's character, I can't remember the name of the dude. Ernest. He was like weirdly popular.
Jim Varney.
Yeah, the kind of hick character from the late 80s, early 90s. Strangely, like Crocodile Dundee.
Beverly Hillbillies and all that.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. Yeah. Sort of like he's a regional character.
Yeah.
That plays on a bunch of stereotypes. But yeah, I never saw this, obviously. Window Wonderland, never heard of it. Ira Finkelstein's Christmas.
Christmas obsessed Jewish boy on his way to sunny Florida.
I don't think that's a very representative sample.
But
Yeah,
just
this film was very dear to my family.
but just what is this premise, right? A Christmas obsessed Jewish boy goes to sunny Florida. Sorry, how does this relate to anyone who knows anything about Christmas?
Only Ben Shapiro can identify with this.
Yeah, just what on earth? Like, anyway, not much.
It's probably
I-
a Christmas film for Jewish people who feel like they're missing out. I
Just
think.
in Florida, though.
It's probably a deconstruction of Christmas.
Mm.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, it's 2012, maybe. A Grandpa for Christmas. Never heard of it. Don't know how these things are getting rated. Don't know why the 6.8 is below the 6.6.
Probably just scroll up until we like recognize.
IMDb
Yeah.
is falling apart. here.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with the number of votes.
Right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Mm.
I wonder if that one's got more votes than that. But never heard of this one. Never heard of this one.
Grumpy Cat's worst Christmas ever.
Never heard of this one, but I
hate
wish I
millennial
watched it.
humor with
Yeah,
a
I know.
passion.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I posted something about this on Twitter the other day. The problem with millennial humor is it's got to appeal to literally everyone, and therefore it appeals to nobody.
But also, they can't take anything seriously. So
Sure, but
Feel
they
personally
also
attacked here.
no. But the problem is none of them can take a joke.
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
None of them can take any banter, and so you can't. Because normally when you make a joke about someone, there's a bit of bite in it, and you have to laugh it off. But the millennials can't do this, and like I saw this a bunch of childless millennials, single childless millennials, like doing like a Tom Hanks themed Christmas, and it's just like, oh,
There's
All
the
things.
landlord of one of my local pubs. It's a really good pub as well. He's a millennial.
Mhm.
And he has these huge like mutton chop things. I got really drunk one day. I thought it'd be funny. So I don't know why I called him Admiral Nelson because he didn't have mutton chops, but I just thought from that era. He was like, "You stop calling me that." He got really upset about it.
well, being
It's like,
Admiral
dude,
Nelson's cool.
Yeah, he's a massive leftist, but yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, millennial humor.
Mm.
Most wonderful time of the year.
No
Never
idea.
seen it. It's got
These are all
songs.
named after Christmas songs or lyrics, aren't they?
They're very derivative.
A Boyfriend for Christmas.
There's one for you, Rory.
I was about to say, have you watched this?
Yeah. Stop projecting.
any Love Actually fans here? Watch
Yes.
this one.
Love Actually's great.
I'm a fan of Love Actually.
I'll Be Home for Christmas. Never heard of it. Deck the Halls.
That's dreadful.
This sounds like it looks like it's.
It's
Oh,
two
I've
dads
watched
that fight
this.
over Christmas lights and who can have the biggest display.
But one
Ah,
is Danny
yeah.
DeVito, though. so-
Yeah. He's married to some like bimbo, basically. That's the premise. He's short and fat, but he's got an attractive American wife.
It's weird that that's an American film.
Dad
with a
and
there's-
Cornish surname. there.
And basically, there's a new Christmas film with Eddie Murphy now on Netflix that is really similar to this.
Is there?
Yeah.
God. That's the real problem with Christmas films: lack of originality.
There's only so much you can do, I suppose. November.
Christmas is not about originality.
No, I agree. I totally agree. It's not.
That's what we need for Christmas is a girl battling cancer.
Jesus Christ!
has an effect on the people around us. Just like a cancer aura.
No, that's just tragic. I'm sure.
I
Anyway,
don't want to think about children with cancer at Christmas.
Okay, I remember.
It's the worst thing.
throwing the children with cancer straight under the bus.
Here's
Well,
here's
the rest
another
of
one.
the year's theirs.
You
But
reminded me of the worst Christmas film ever. It's with Emilia Clarke.
Oh, last
Yeah.
Christmas. Yeah, where
That's
he
the
dies
worst
at the end.
Christmas film ever.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
sad.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
It's just you don't want to see it.
I don't.
Here's another cherry one. Nell, Simon, and their three sons are ready to welcome friends and family for what promises to be a perfect Christmas gathering. Perfect except for one thing: everyone is going to die.
Eventually,
Merry Christmas. you know?
eventually, it's
It's
ambiguous.
got Keira Knightley though.
So it's comedy and drama as well.
Keira twice.
Not even a
Knightley.
horror film.
I don't know, man. I'm not sold on it.
No.
No.
Pete's Christmas, put up on Teen, finds himself reliving the same miserable day, Christmas Day, over and over again. Now,
Sounds
this
like
is
every Christmas I spent with my
That'd be
girlfriend.
hell for me.
this is not a unique theme. As we go through this list, you'll find there are actually many Groundhog Day Christmas films.
Oh, that's kind of because Christmas Carol, because Scrooge is forced to relive certain periods of his life in order to learn
It's
a lesson from it.
It's not just that either, but like literally like Groundhog Day, and I have no idea what drives the need. for it.
Probably producers.
But Groundhog Day is actually a wholesome film. It's not
Yeah, I like
poo-pooing.
Groundhog Day.
It's not poo-pooing a holiday where you're meant to spend it with your family, is it?
Is Groundhog Day a Christmas film?
No,
No, it's not really.
But it's set in snow. Oh, it's the end. It's spring, isn't it? The Groundhog. Comes.
Yeah,
It's
to
explicitly
signal the end of winter.
non-Christmas
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because it wasn't Christmas then.
All right. So next up, Christmas. Never heard of it. Friday After Next. What is this? This is Ice Cube. This is the sequel to the Friday films,
Wait, really?
and they had a Christmas version.
It's like in Leprechaun when he just gets increasing the absurd scenarios in
Yeah.
each sequel, like Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yeah. Haven't seen it. So.
By the way, sorry, Leprechaun has the best description of film on IMDb ever.
Oh yeah, go on.
It just says a horrific leprechaun goes on a killing rampage after people stole his pot of gold.
The Troubles, 19.
yes.
I was gonna say-
Anti-Irish
Literally
film.
a newspaper headline in the 80s.
It's Margaret Thatcher's Conservative Party conference.
The Troubles were very serious back when I was a kid. I'm telling you. Nothing Like the Holidays. Never heard of it. About a Puerto Rican family.
We're probably going to be winding up a lot of people in the comments, just like that's my favorite film, and none of you have.
I
Heard
know.
of it.
I really hope this is not any of your favorite films. 'cause I've
How have you never
heard of it.
seen Mrs. Miracle? You're just not cultured.
I'm going to read the comments when this comes out. I'm going to, anyone that we've panned and then everyone said it's good, I'm going to check out. So
Keira Knightley's going to be furious comment.
That's basically like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Except without the tranny.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Mixed Nuts, never heard of it. Steve Martin's pretty famous. I'm surprised I haven't seen this.
Is Mrs. Doubtfire a Christmas film?
No, it's not set near Christmas.
I would watch it because I normally like Steve Martin.
Yeah, I quite like it.
I just haven't seen it.
And there are loads of old actors who just dignified and like retired from being. I mean, he's not dead, right?
No, he's just done Last Murders in the Building with bloody Selena Gomez and Martin Short.
That was good, to be fair.
It's good as
I
being
haven't
dead.
watched it. You only watched it because Selena Gomez. Didn't you?
No, I only watched it because the girl I was seeing at the time wanted to watch it.
Frosty the Snowman.
Didn't get from many episodes.
No, 1969.
Yeah, I don't remember this at all.
I've probably seen it on TV.
The
on
description
BBC at
is
some
weird.
point.
A living snowman and a little girl struggle to elude a greedy magician who's after the snowman's magic hat.
I probably have seen that. I just don't remember.
I can imagine that I have.
It's like trying to remember a dream, trying to remember what Christmas films I've seen as a kid.
Yeah, I know. Holiday in Handcuffs. Oh God, millennials are at it again.
I wish.
2006.
Is Misery a Christmas film?
It's a snow film.
Yeah,
It's Shining, a Christmas film.
Yeah, it takes place in the snow, right?
To be fair,
that sort of time. Yeah,
If that were the criterion, Game of Thrones would have
it might be right.
last
Christmas movie.
Last Christmas, me and my family
Series.
watched Silence of the Lambs on Christmas Day.
Average Christmas film. Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually watch like World War II in colour or something. There's nothing else to watch. Yeah.
Lifts the spirit.
Or Submarine.
I just want to find out what happens at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that is painful.
Nativity, never heard of it.
You're not.
No.
Oh, it's like the Dino's favorite.
Oh, it's Martin
film.
Freeman.
Oh, really?
It's they've done 3 of them. So each one, it's like Martin Freeman, and it's David Tennant, and it's Martin Clunes, and it's some primary school teacher who's put upon. He's just lost his girlfriend or whatever.
Right.
And they do no, it's not even woke. It's just
Martin Freeman.
They just do the most extravagant nativity play possible, and
anything that was made between about 2000 and 2010 is just the worst epoch of humanity.
it's like if you
Wait,
No, I mean,
sorry.
No, it's
Lord of the Rings was made then.
apart from Lord.
So was Pirates of the Caribbean.
first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay,
right.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Let me refine that slightly. Anything exclusively British made.
Yeah,
As the worst era that Britain has ever suffered, including the Black Death.
it has the same humor as an I'm a Celebrity episode.
Yeah, it's
There was
so
more
terrible.
comedy in the
I have to say something here because
Yeah, it probably was.
Go on.
I think you will agree with this. I think that basically some of the best movies were made in decades other than the 80s and the 90s. But in the 80s and the 90s, you had many good films.
Yeah, it was
It's the
consistent.
highest hit
Yes,
rate.
yeah. You don't have Lord of the Rings in the 80s and the 90s. When was Gladiator shot?
98, I think. But
I think
That
it was
comes
released
close.
Yeah,
2000,
but-
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it 1999? I can't
yeah,
remember.
something like that. It was very that crossover point. But no, you are right. I think the general bar of quality was very high in that time period, and then everything else is just a blip.
To watch the full video, please become a premium member at lotuseaters.com.